All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Chakbadash. Number honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful electors fighting the good fight of faith and truth in sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believers. Shalom to you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Everything that this woman is saying is a fact. So she have a better chance of being a Israelite instead of a Edomite. But for the sake of this video, we gonna say she's a Edomite because, Esau, as the scripture says, actually. I gotta go to the Apocrypha now. Thought I wasn't gonna have to go to the Apocrypha this go around. So it says, the children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. So, scripture says that, there'll come a time where, Edomites will be like, we didn't do it. It was our forefathers, but you are your forefathers. But, so going back to, what she is saying, it's deeper than that. See, what people don't get, this is from the beginning. Now, I don't want to go too deep because I don't want to lose nobody. Now, anybody that's been in the truth, this is not deep. But if it's anybody new, this will be deep. Because reincarnation is a thing. All right? So when the scripture says the thing that have been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there's no new thing under the sun. All right, Ecclesiastes 3:15. Also, Ecclesiastes 1:9. So things repeat. Life is a circle. Okay. So just like Cain and Abel, then you got Esau and Jacob. Cain was the firstborn. Esau was the firstborn. Okay. When you go into the Hebrew for Cain, Quayan, his name actually means a weapon. What is the blessing of Esau? The sword. Okay? So, that's just like a little quick, comparison. But the point is that I will put enmity between you and the woman. When you go to Jeremiah 6:2, it said, I have likened Zion, which is another name for Israel, as a delicate, comely woman. So, the woman is talking about Israel. Women don't carry seed. Men do. Okay? So, when it says, I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed, it shall bruise your head and you shall bruise his heel, because all the things that you put us through, we still here. All you do is bruise our heel, which, that can stop you moving for a long time. You injured the Achilles, it put you out of commission for a little while. But as the scripture said, we going to bruise your head. That's a deadly wound. So everything that she's saying, but the reason, I don't even know what I want to title this video, but it's deeper. It's deeper. It's not a skin color thing. Our people are still stuck on the skin color aspect. Like I always say, if you ask a so-called black person, maybe a change now because the truth is more broader now. But if you just ask an average so-called black person why white people hate you, they'll say because of the color of my skin. It's deeper than that. This is why I read this. Okay? So from the beginning, the Lord have put enmity between these two nations, just like in Genesis 25. The reason I'm quoting scriptures is because I don't want to make the video too long. Okay? When you go to Genesis 25, verse 19 through 25, it came a point in time where Rebecca had to ask the Lord, if I'm pregnant, why is this happening? Because they was fighting in her womb. And then the Lord told her there is two manner of people, all right, two different nations, and they should be separated at birth. So they would never cleave to one another. It's oil and water. All right. Two manner of peoples are in your room. Womb. That's what the Lord said. Two manner of people. Manners is the way that you do things. We are different. But let her, cook. We just gonna go from there. But it's just way deeper than what most people think. Why you think that even when it comes to the worst slavery known to man, it's between those two nations. Even though the Northern Kingdom, the so-called Latinos and Native Americans, they had something called encomienda, all right, which is their form of slavery. They try to make it more nice sounding. Go look up that word, encomienda, all right. But Christopher Columbus encountered them before, the Southern Kingdom, the so-called blacks, African Americans, Haitians, and Jamaicans got brought over here. So, but why you think that the worst slavery known to man is between those two nations right there? Because it's an ancient hatred.
One of the reasons white people hate black people is because we cannot tolerate black joy. We cannot tolerate black intelligence. We cannot tolerate black beauty.
So, like I said, this scripture answered everything because she don't even understand. She's trying to understand. She's even putting adjectives out there, the explaining of, we don't like this, we don't like that. But why though? Why does it bother y'all people so much? All right? Because in their spirit, they can't help it, but also they see our superiority. Matter of fact, she said black joy, black laughter, black excellence, black beauty, right? They only consult to cast him down from his excellency, which means superiority. When you look up that word in the etymology, the etymology of the word, because when you go into the Hebrew, it don't really give you anything. But excellency is your superiority, all right? And the Lord said that he made us above all nations, okay? So you said they delight in lies, they bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Everything that she's saying, this scripture, this scripture right here, this is what if they can't use you, then they don't care. If they can't be entertained by you, then they don't care. But let me let her continue.
We cannot tolerate black confidence. We cannot tolerate black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a black person. We don't like black people to be educated.
They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. And then in the scripture in Psalms 55 and 21, it's war in their heart. Their words are smooth as butter, but it's war in their heart. So, as long as they are ruling over you, you can have a little something, but long as it ain't nowhere near close to what they have, they okay with it. But all of this, but why though? I'm going to jump straight to the point because I already told you where you can read it from. And so I'm going to start from 22. And the children struggled together within her womb. And she said, it be so. Why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in your womb. Two manner of people shall be separated from your bowels. The one people shall be stronger than the other. Then the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Who came out first? Esau. Okay? First came out red all over like a hairy garment and called his name Esau. Okay? So, it started in the womb. So, the Bible gives you understanding, as I coined the Bible, the why of everything. So, there's answers. There's reasons. There's purposes. It's all in the scriptures. That's the only way you would get an answer, because even though I always talk about how If you ask a so-called black person why white people hate you, they say skin color. I used to say that too. When I was coming up, I used to be like, I don't understand why they hate us so much. I don't understand what, cause the color of my skin, you know. So I used to say that, but now I understand. It's way deeper than that. It started all the way in the beginning, man.
Don't like them to be successful. We don't want black judges. We don't want anything for black people that doesn't directly affect and entertain us.
Just like Psalm said, 137:3. For there they that carry us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion. Okay? So these people, if they can't be entertained by you, they'll come fill up the arena. Ooh, 144 all. Call Halal Yumla Yahweh Bashim Abashar Barakatah. They'll come fill up the arenas to watch the excellency of Jacob. Okay? Entertain them. Running fast, jumping high, singing good, dancing good, rapping good, whatever. You know, we are the people of the Most High, so we will be the most talented and the most entertaining. So they'll go do that. But when it comes to directly, you know, being, and that's the thing too. They even jealous of that. I've heard just being around conversations, they'll be talking, you know, about what LeBron James did. I'm talking about Edomites. What LeBron James did, what LeBron James, Michael Jordan did, whatever. I'm talking about as a kid and as an adult, as a child and as an adult. The kid is a goat. So I heard people say nice things, but at the same time, still the N-word would come out, or some ignorant byword, proverbs, as the Lord said, that would happen to us because we under curses, you know, come out eventually. Then you even have athletes talk about how, yeah. So where I'm at in Boston, so many players talk about, you know, playing at TD Garden, the Boston Stadium, all right, where the Celtics play, and how, you know, players from the opposing team will get called the N-word. And then Kendrick Perkins, who played for them, said he got called the N-word before, you know? So, yeah. So it's still hatred there, but you're entertaining them so they could tolerate it, you know?
So we can have a black nanny. We can have a black house cleaner. We can have...
Man, what's that scripture? I'm going to put bow down, see if it pop up. I know it say like bow down that we may walk over. Let me put walk in there. Let me see if something pop up. Nope. Let me see if I click on this. Nope, that's not it. So let me just try bow down. Ooh, I know it's in Isaiah. Yep, this is it. This is it. So it said, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflicted thee, talking about all the afflictions that we serve. Like the scripture says in Jeremiah 49:12. It wasn't for us to drink the cup. And you think that you ain't gonna drink the cup? Oh, you would definitely drink the cup, okay? So that's what they're talking about. So, but I will put the cup, okay, into the hand of them that afflict thee, which said to your soul, bow down that we may go over. And you has laid the body as the ground and as the street to them that went over. I mean, they used to use our children as foot stamps, you know? Put them on all fours and put their legs, you know, on their back. So, yeah, all of this is documented, man. So, like she said, we could have them as nannies and stuff like that. Have them as, what you call it, what's that? I'm trying to think. What is that woman from Tom and Jerry? Oh, you know what I'm talking about. I think her name was Mammy or something like that. But anyways, but yeah, you can nurse their children. You could be their nanny. You could do all of that. But that's as far as it goes, buddy. But all of this is in the scriptures, though. This is the whole point of this video.
Have a black teacher. We can have a black coach. We can have black players.
As long as it benefits them. That's what it comes down to. They don't like you. Ain't it so funny? Because me and Elder Almas were just having a conversation. It was me, Ashley, Elder Almas, and Elder Adama. We was having a conversation. He was just like bringing up a story of how this Edomite kid, child, well, matter of fact, I'm gonna call him a kid. The Edomite kid, when he was in school, used to like basically just like kind of bother him, and he just came to the conclusion like they just can't see us happy. They just don't want to see us happy, and that's a fact. And I'm starting to realize it too more. Obviously, I already know that, but I'm actually living the actions of it, because even at my job, where it's obviously every job, 90% of jobs is Israelites doing the work. We make America run, okay? We make the economy go. But anyway, so majority of my job is Israelites. So when we like having jokes and stuff like that, here come my Edomite supervisor, putting some, don't even know the adjective to use, but he just fuck up the whole I'm sorry, I'm distracted right now. What? Doing a video right now. But anyways, he'll just come and just fuck up the whole situation that's going on, laughing, joking. Hey guys, chill out, calm down. And we weren't even loud. It was probably 2 people laughing. It was probably 5 people talking, 2 people laughing. All right. Wasn't even that loud, because I don't even like loud people. So if I would actually agree with the supervisor. You know what I'm saying? If it was, but like, yeah, we was a little loud, but we wasn't. But anyway, so the point is that these devils can't help it, because it's in them. They cannot help but to hate Israelites. This is why we tell you about Jacob's trouble. Like, even though we know that Satan is not a creature with horns, but we use it as an analogy. You about to see this devil's horns come out. When all hell break loose, he's going to take it out on you. They mad at Trump. They mad at the government. But they going to take it out on you, because they can actually get to you.
But only for the specific things that we feel comfortable with. I think I heard somebody say that white people are the ones that have the ancestors that were closely related to the apes. And I believe that.
It is a fact, because you actually go look at an ape and you go look at an Edomite, they're actually closer to looking like, apes than us. Especially the little, I'll call them the pale apes, But, matter of fact,
we are Neanderthals.
And what do the scripture says? They that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks. But I ain't gonna get that one in Obadiah. I'm gonna get this one. So it said they were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as a thief. All right. So this is the time where Esau Edom was under a dark cloud. This is where Revelation 20 come into place. That's why they ended up being in the Caucasus Mountains, because literally their homeland is a desert. It's called Petra. All right. So the land of Edom, which is south of Jerusalem, south of Judah, put it that way. All right. Is actually a desert land. But after the Roman Empire, disassembled, and then the Holy Roman Empire came, and then Esau started getting pushed up into where you would call Russia and all of that, over there in Central Europe and Western Europe. And yeah, this is where they went, to dwell in the clefts of the valley, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. So when we call these people Caucasians, we're not just making shit up, as some people believe. It said, among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. When you go into the word braid, talk about they ain't really have no nations. They that's how they used to talk. No language, no nothing. They were children of fools, yeah, children of base men. This is why Daniel's 4:17 said he setteth over the basis of man. Because the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of man. All right, he put the base man on top of everybody. That's the power of the Lord. Can you imagine that? So imagine when he actually set up his children. So it said they were valored in the earth, and now I am their song, and yeah, I am their byword. Okay, now we the N words and all the other bad sayings that associated with us. All right, we have been infamy among the people, defamed among the people. You know, so that's all. I just wanted this just to show you that it's way deeper. It's way deeper than skin color. It's spiritual. So all praises to Yahweh Bashmal Shai, seek ye out the Lord while he may be found, and Shalom.